I all hope everyone is keeping safe and healthy. I wanted to continue the Recovery Will Be Digital series of videos and blogs, and I wanted to address a piece of the recovery that doesn't get talked about as far as we're concerned nearly enough, which is B2B commerce. And this can take a number of forms, but an easy way of thinking of B2B is a wholesale service or vendor relationship product that ties you together with another business. Often for a retail business, this may be, of course, supplying product to a large store or even a small store across the country or around the world. And in some cases, it's also it's a hybrid of a business that is traditionally seen as being retail, but in actuality, they have a B2B, a wholesale or distribution arm that is doing similar things, but it's of course on a B2B front. And it's on hybrid that I want to focus, because something that we've really experienced over the years is that businesses that see themselves as B2B businesses have often shied away from cultivating a digital platform to interact with their vendors, and the reasons are usually pretty honorable, and it usually has to do with the old way of doing things. We're used to it this way. Businesses like doing POs a certain way. They like paying by checks, and all the sort of the paper reasons that have existed for 100 years. But this has changed, and the current pandemic is accelerating that change. This change has been going on for years, and increasingly there has been B2B, a focus on improving B2B relationships. But I really do see it as being a bit of a last bastion of innovation, especially for medium-sized and smaller businesses. So a couple of things I want to go over in terms of what the recovery can look like if you are also improving your B2B experience for your partner vendor customers. So number one, fundamentally this is about boosting online revenue. And it's not even really about boosting online revenue, it's about boosting revenue. And one of the key things about B2B digital relationships is that you are selling the same thing, you are selling the same merchandise categories, promotions, etc. But you are doing it in a way that is far more scalable that you can do without it. It's really simple. It's the same logistics that you get with the B2C discussion, but it can be scaled up further when you apply this to a B2B relationship. So the first thing is, seeing this as an expense is really not a good way of going through the thought process. You need to see this as being the next step of boosting your revenue through efficiency and scale. The B2B process, as most people are going to be already aware, the B2B business process is going to be a little bit different than your B2C, and sometimes a lot. And one of the mistakes that can be easy, it's quite understandable, is to see that you are trying to shoehorn a B2C e-commerce kind of a system where you have a product and a category and all the things that happen when you're buying one thing, and you're trying to shove that in the face of your B2B customers, and that is a mistake. This is exactly not what B2B e-commerce platforms are or should be. A B2B relationship is an optimized relationship so that your B2B customers are coming in as a known account holder, and they have a customized B2B experience that is tailored to fast, larger orders, and on top of that, account-based orders. With traditional e-commerce, of course, there's a credit card, they pay, and if they don't pay, then nothing happens, and the card is emptied. With a B2B relationship, you can tailor this to say, with all my B2B relationships, or maybe some of them, you can tailor the payment options so that they could conceivably buy an account, for example. It's essentially issuing a PO. The difference is that their PO relationship with you is far more tight and streamlined because it's fully integrated with your process. So expecting your business customers to do the same thing payment-wise and order-wise. No, it should be a relationship that is tailored to the B2B experience to make it as efficient as possible for them. Related to this is the workflow. Your supply chain management is again, it's tailorable to your B2B relationships. If you have a certain shipping model that happens with your B2B customers, that can be customized. If you have certain terms, that can be customized. One of the cooler things that a lot of people don't realize is you can even tailor your discount tiered pricing. You can have one tier pricing to say all my wholesale or B2B customers get a certain price discount, or you can have multiple groups. Tailor the A class, the B class, the C class, and however you wanted to designate your groups to reflect the level of tiered discount relationship you want to have with that business. So this is extremely granular, and the more that you investigate the kind of relationship you want to tailor, the more that you realize there's an awful lot of opportunity when you break it down into a workflow and an experience with your customers. Industry specific. Then we get into like I said, the more granular rules. Some industries may have shipping regulations around certain kinds of products. For example, maybe something's a bit volatile. You can't just stick it in a regular courier box and ship it off. You may have to have a particular shipping relationship for some products. Shipping fulfillment, logistics right then and there, you can integrate with platforms and you can split orders according to their availability. If you've got 20 items and 10 of them are available, 10 of them are back ordered, still take the order, but the relationship is broken down by the availability of those products and fulfilled as you see. They all wait and go later, or you split them up, split fulfillment, and you ship whatever you can now and you ship the rest later, and that's all automated. The first major thing to consider is that the logistics of your B2B relationships are leveraged off of your core inventory, meaning that your B2C and your B2B customers are essentially interacting with the exact same purchase data, product data that is available, but they are buying it and they are interacting with it tailored to the relationship that you want to have with your B2C customers and your B2B customers. It's a fantastic, efficient, seamless way to grow, and especially now, grow out of an economic downturn. Think the recovery will be digital. We'd love to talk to you if you have more questions about B2B selling and how you can take advantage of it. Stay safe, keep your family safe. We'll talk to you soon.